Everyone expected the stock market to crash. People looked at rising debt, global uncertainty, and sky-high valuations and thought, this is it. The bubble has to burst. But it never did. The market stumbled, but it didn't collapse. Investors held their breath, waiting for the fall that never came. And now, years later, we're still asking the same question. Why hasn't it fallen apart? The answer isn't simple. It's not about luck, it's not about pure growth or innovation. It's about control. Carefully maintained, quietly managed control.
Behind the scenes, powerful institutions have been working overtime to keep the system from breaking. When fear rises, central banks step in. When liquidity dries up, money floods in from nowhere. It's not natural balance, it's intervention. The economy should, by logic, reset itself, but instead it's being guided, propped up, and kept alive. Every dip meets a safety net. Every correction is softened. It creates a strange illusion of safety, where the market no longer reflects reality, it reflects policy. And as long as the flow of money continues, the system breathes. Underneath the calm surface lies a storm of debt. Governments borrow to stimulate growth, companies borrow to expand, consumers borrow to survive. And that debt creates artificial demand, spending money that doesn't truly exist. It's a fragile cycle. Debt fuels growth. Growth fuels optimism. Optimism fuels more debt, and the system keeps spinning. But when debt becomes too heavy, the foundation cracks. And when the cracks spread, no amount of optimism can fix them.
Liquidity is what keeps the machine running. When liquidity is high, money moves easily. Stocks rise, assets inflate, confidence grows. But when liquidity tightens, everything starts to suffocate. In recent years, central banks have poured liquidity into the system. Cheap money, low interest rates, easy credit, all designed to keep the wheels turning. That liquidity didn't just support the economy. It created a new reality where risk stopped feeling risky. People started believing the market could never truly collapse because someone would always step in to save it. The market today is like a patient kept alive by life support. It looks alive, it moves, it breathes, but only because it's constantly being fed. This artificial stability gives the illusion of health, but underneath, the system is dependent. It's not resilience keeping the market standing, it's maintenance. It's policy decisions, political pressure, and financial engineering. The structure is solid only because it's being reinforced every single day. But the question is, what happens when the support is pulled away? We've seen this before. Every generation believes their era is different, that this time things won't fall apart. But the truth is, cycles never die. They just disguise themselves. In every major crash, the warning signs were ignored because people wanted to believe. In the late stages of every bubble, optimism turns into denial. And that denial is what keeps the system inflated, right until the very moment it bursts. The past isn't repeating exactly, it's evolving. The players have changed, the tools are new, but the story is the same.
The biggest reason the market hasn't crashed is simple. No one can afford to let it. Governments fear collapse. Corporations fear loss. Investors fear panic. And so everyone plays their part in keeping the illusion alive. Whenever weakness appears, policies shift to stabilize it. Whenever growth slows, money printing resumes. It's a cycle built on fear of failure, not confidence in strength. And as long as that fear exists, the system will be managed, protected from falling too far, too fast.
But nothing lasts forever. Every system built on control eventually reaches its limit. If inflation rises faster than growth, if debt becomes unpayable, if liquidity runs dry, control fades. That's when the illusion starts to crack. The triggers are unpredictable. It could be a financial shock, a geopolitical event, or simply a loss of confidence. Because once belief fades, the market stops moving like a machine and starts falling like a domino. And when that happens, no policy, no intervention, No promise can stop the fall completely.
The truth is, the market hasn't crashed yet because it's not allowed to. It's been protected, managed, and held together by invisible hands. But that protection comes at a cost: fragility. The longer it's prevented from resetting, the harder the eventual correction will be. What we see today isn't natural strength, it's engineered stability. And while it might look unbreakable from the outside, deep down, it's more vulnerable than ever. The market stands not because it's strong, but because it's being held up. And when those hands finally let go, the fall won't be gradual. It will be sudden, sharp, and unforgettable.
The market is a mirror of human nature. We chase comfort, avoid pain, and believe what makes us feel safe. But real stability doesn't come from control, it comes from balance. And right now, balance is what's missing. The system will continue to survive as long as the illusion holds. But once the illusion fades, the truth will take its place. And that truth will remind everyone: no market, no empire, no economy can escape reality forever. Every system built on control eventually forgets what freedom feels like. The market has become dependent on the very tools that were meant to protect it. Low interest rates, stimulus, debt expansion, these were supposed to be temporary. Now they've become permanent features of the modern economy. And that's the paradox. The more we control the system, the less natural it becomes. The more we interfere, the more fragile it gets. It's like holding a glass tower together with invisible tape. It stands, but only as long as no one shakes it. People think we found a new formula, a way to escape the old cycles. But in truth, we've just delayed them. And delay doesn't mean prevention, it means accumulation. Artificial growth always comes with a cost. When money is printed, it doesn't create real value, it just shifts it. It rewards those closest to the source and punishes those at the bottom. The rich get richer, the poor get squeezed, and inequality grows wider. Over time, that imbalance eats away at the foundation of trust, because the market is built on one fragile thing: belief in fairness. And once that belief starts to fade, even the strongest systems begin to crack. It's not just about numbers or charts, it's about the quiet erosion of faith in how the system works. That's what makes the next crash different. It won't just be financial, it will be emotional. If you look closely, you can already feel it. Investors are cautious, spending habits are changing. Governments are trying to act confident, but underneath, they know the balance is thin. Cracks don't appear suddenly, they grow silently. And every small crack, every overlooked weakness becomes part of the next breaking point. History never shouts before it repeats, it whispers. And right now, the whisper is getting louder. The stock market has always followed one truth: cycles never die. They bend, they delay, they disguise themselves, but they never disappear. After every boom comes a bust. After every illusion comes a reckoning. And every time, we tell ourselves that this time will be different, but it never is, because human behavior doesn't change. We build, we overreach, we fall, and we rebuild again. It's the rhythm of progress and the cost of ambition. No one knows when the next collapse will happen. It could be months away, or it could take years. But what's certain is that when it happens, it will expose what's been hidden. The overconfidence, the manipulation, the belief that growth can last forever. The fall won't destroy the system, it will reveal it. It will remind the world that real growth isn't created by printing money or inflating confidence. It comes from value, innovation, and patience, things that can't be manufactured. Every collapse is also a reset. When the system breaks, it cleans itself. The weak hands fall. The overvalued assets lose their shine, and real value rises again. It's painful, but it's necessary. The world fears recession because it looks like failure. But in truth, it's renewal. Just like a forest fire clears old roots to make space for new life, markets need correction to stay alive. And until that happens, we'll keep living in this fragile balance between what's real and what's being held together. The stock market hasn't crashed yet because it's not ready to. The illusion is still strong enough, the belief still deep enough, the control still effective enough. But every illusion ends. And when it does, it doesn't end with noise. It ends quietly. A shift in tone, a change in confidence, a moment when everyone realizes this was never strength, it was survival. And when that realization spreads, the next chapter of the financial story will begin. Not one of endless growth, but of reckoning, rebuilding, and rediscovery. Because the market always finds balance again. Not when it's forced to rise, but when it's finally allowed to fall.